Anyone has questions about page 39 before we move on? So this is one of the type, right? It's about area. The other type where it has to do with max and min is about selling tickets, right? Making revenues. So let's look at this example, okay? So it doesn't have to be tickets. It could be selling anything. It could be t-shirts, could be erasers, right? Anything you sell, you set a price. So here we have an amusement park, charge $8 admission and average 2,000 visitors per day. So this is like the base price and number of visitor, okay? Now if we change the price, of course it will affect the number of visitor who wants to come. So here they make the survey, right, to show that if we increase by $2, then 100 fewer people would want to come to visit the park, right? So imagine if the tickets gets too expensive, then you don't want to spend that much time, right? Spend that much money on buying the ticket. So of course, the owner will want to increase the price, but then they don't want to increase so much that no one wants to come, right? So of course they can also decrease the price. When they decrease the price, then more people come, but then at the same time, your park probably won't be able to hold that many people in the park, right? And you will need to hire more staff, right? So they're in between, right? Between increasing and decreasing the price, you want to choose a price so that you can get the maximum revenue. Okay, does anyone know what revenue means? Revenue. How do we calculate the revenue when you are selling tickets? Anyone? Marcus, what do you think? Have you heard of the word revenue?
I don't know, like how much you make.
Yeah, how much you make. Okay, so in this story, how do you find out how much you make?
Like I don't know, like looking how much ticket costs and how many people come.
Okay, suppose it's $8 for the tickets and 2,000 people come, then
Times them together.
yeah, very good. Okay, so you sell the tickets for each person, right? So revenue is a very simple formula, right? You guys can write this on the side. Revenue is the how much the ticket cost. So we can call that the cost of the ticket, multiplied by number of visitor comes, right? So number of visitors. Okay, so this one, if you remember from previous question, right? Revenue equal cost times visitor. Compared to what we had before, area is length times width, right? Does that look similar, right? Instead of area, we have revenue, right? Length and width, we have cost and number of visitor. Same with finding numbers, right? We have first number, second number, and the product. So product is kind of like the revenue, right? First number, second number will be like the cost and number of visitor. So you can see that it doesn't matter what kind of question they put, the basic idea behind it is the same, right? So you still start with the last statement, okay? And then try to set up the cost and the number of visitor. And the revenue is something you want to make it maximize. So just like the area. But this one is a little bit different. So I'm gonna start with the chart first, okay? And I will try a few examples just to help you understand the story for this one. So let's say we have the cost, right? The cost of the ticket, okay? And then we have number of visitors, number of visitors. Okay, and then we have last one is the revenue. So let's say we start with the $8. $8 for the ticket then you get 2,000 people come to the park. Then you can make a revenue, right? You multiply them, you get 16,000. Okay, so let's say we increase the price one time, okay? Increase one time. So what will be the cost now, Harry?
$10.
Yep, $10. And number of visitor?
190.
190 $190.
Oh, 1,900.
Oh, people, yeah, visitors, right? So if you multiply, it will be 19,000. So you can see that it's a good idea to raise the price a bit, right? Even though you lose the customers, but you're making more, right? 19,000 instead of 16,000. Okay. So should we increase more? Do you want to increase the price more? Evan, what do you want to do?
We can increase it.
Okay. How much do you want to increase up to?
$12.
Oh, only by
Oh,
up to
how
12.
much did you want? Or
Well, I want to make the revenue as much as possible, right? Up to
oh,
you.
then we could
You
do
are the boss.
$20.
You want $20? Okay, let's try that. Okay, see if that's good. So if it's $20, how do we find out how many visitor comes to the park then? Okay, so everybody try it. Think about it. Now we have $20 as our cost. How many visitor comes now? Wait then.
Part of my Wi-Fi cut out, so.
Yeah, do you understand where we are right now?
Yeah, I
Okay.
see.
So if it's $20, can you tell us how we can find out how many visitor comes?
I don't know.
Not sure?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay. Anyone wants to share your idea? How do we find out how many visitors?
Isn't it whenever you add $2 to the price 100, you minus 100 people from the visitors?
That's right. Yeah.
So what don't you do? Because it's $10 right now. So if you add it to 20, that would be $10 different.
Oh, you
So
mean from $10 to $20 is $10 difference?
and if it's $2 per 100 people, then if you divide it by divided by 2,
Mm-hmm.
then you multiply 10 divided by 2 times 100.
Okay. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. And then what?
10 divided by 2 is 5, then 5 times 100, which equals to 500. So then you
Okay.
minus 500 from 1,900.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So then that means you will end up with
1,400.
1,400. Okay. Let me write that down. 1,400. Okay. So this part here to here is minus 500. Okay. Does anyone have question about how we got the 1,400? Can you raise your hand if you don't understand? Or can you raise your hand if you understand how we get a 1,400? Annie and Braden, do you know how we get a 1,400? Annie?
Yeah.
Okay, you understand that? Okay. So first you figure out the price, right? There's $10 difference, right? And then you want to find out how many twos are there. Okay, so let me draw the steps, okay? So from $10 to $20, I need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Each one is a $2 increase. Okay, then same thing will happen to the number of visitor. I need to also take away 100 every time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each time you need to minus 100, minus 100, minus 100, 5 times. Okay, but I would prefer to use the $8 to start with, right? Because the 10 is after already one increase, right? So I would have actually another 2, right? So that means another 100. Okay, then that will also give you the same 1400. So what's the point of talking about the pattern here? So because our goal is try to make a less statement, okay? So based on the pattern we have here, the number of times that you make the jump, right? Make the increase. I call that the steps. Okay, it's like climbing the stairs. Each time you increase by $2, $2, $2, it's like you're taking the steps. Okay, so from $8 to $20, you took 6 steps, right? Because total is $12. Okay, same with 2000 to 1400. It's also 6 steps by stepping down, right? So here I will introduce a new variable here. We call that the, okay, so that I'm gonna erase the 2 here, okay? And then draw one more row, like that, okay? So everyone, you can copy this down. So one more is called the steps, okay? Because number of times you increase is important. So for example, if there's no steps taken, then it's $8. If one step, then it will be $10, right? Now if it's 6 steps, it will be $20. Okay? So once we have that, the number of steps to be the thing that's changing all the time, then we can let the number of steps be X. Then the cost will be calculated based on the number of steps, okay? Cost and number of visitors, okay? And then the revenue. Okay, so for example, the cost, okay? So the number of step is the X. The cost, you will start with the $8 and then increase, right? Every time you increase. So increase means you add. Each time you increase by multiple of 2, right? Add a 2, add a 4, right? Add another 2, add another 2. So it'll be 2 times number of steps. Any questions so far? Can you raise your hand if you understand up to here? Okay, so for example, if the steps is 6, then it will be 8 plus 2 times 6. Then that will give you 20, right? Please raise your hand if you understand how we set up the cost. Okay, Chris, Harry, do you understand? Okay, so how do we set up the visitors then? Okay, can you set up the visitor by yourself right now? Okay, once you got it, please raise your hand. Set up the visitors. Visitors should start with 2,000 people, right? Okay, so what should go there? Raise your hand if you got the less statement for visitors. Ivy, what do you think? Do you have the setup for visitors?
Is it 8 plus 2x?
8 plus 2x, that's for the cost, right? Because 8 is for the dollar, right? I'm asking the visitors. How many visitors to start with?
2,000.
Yeah, so you will start with 2,000. And then each time when we change the price, will the visitor increase or decrease?
Decrease.
So what do we need to put?
Minus 100.
Yeah, minus, right? Minus 100 every time. And then so you put 100 times x. X will be the number of 100 you minus. Got it?
Got it.
Okay. So you can check your less statement, right? Before you continue, always check your less statement with your table, right? You can check with the one with the one with the 6, right? When x equal to 6, and you plug into your less statement, 2,000 minus 100 times 6, right? So that's 2,000 minus 600, and it matches 1,400. Okay, so that means the less statement works. Any questions so far? So last thing is the revenue, right? Revenue is something you want to maximize. So that one is kind of like the area. So here is revenue, we use R. Okay? Please raise your hand if you understand the less statement. Okay, raise your hand if you understand. Harry and Annie. Do you have questions? Yeah, okay. So different from area, right? Area, we only have length and width, right? Always try to look back and compare length and width and area. But this time we have 4 things, right? The special thing is the steps, right? And then the cost, visitor, revenue, you have to use the steps to figure it out. So if the cost is increasing, you use adding. If it's visitor decreasing, you'll do subtracting, okay? In the homework, you might have something different, right? You decrease the price, then you do subtract, okay? So you have to adjust according to the question. Okay, so number 2, now we connect everything together. So function is revenue is cost, which is 8 plus 2x, times it by visitors, right? 2,000 minus 100x. So once you get here, the rest is just simple algebra. You expand everything here, right? Multiply it out, do the FOIL, and then turn it into general form. Okay, once you get the general form, get the standard form and find the vertex. Okay, so I'll let you try this out. Okay, so once you get the standard form, we'll check the answer in standard form before we move on. Okay, so raise your hand once you get the standard form. Okay, does anyone have question about expanding or you have questions to ask? By now you should have at least the general form, okay? Okay, Jenny, do you have the general form yet?
I think so.
Okay, can you tell us your general?
R equals 16,000 plus 3,200x minus 200x squared.
Okay, 16,000 minus what?
Plus 3,200x
Okay,
minus 200x to the power of 2.
okay, so like this.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. And make sure you put it in order before you do the standard form. So
An extra 0 on the 16,000.
16,000. Okay, thank you. Okay, so negative 200x squared plus 3,200x plus 16,000. Anyone got different? Does everyone agree with this one? This is a general so far. And then you got to turn it into standard. Okay, please raise your hand if you have the standard form. Factor A, right? A is the negative 200. So factor A should be your first step. Okay, so be careful with the rest. Please raise your hand if you got the vertex, the standard form. Is there anyone wants to go over step by step, like how to get the standard form? Anyone still not sure how to do that? Okay, Jiawen, can you show me tell us your steps to get the standard form?
Bracket x squared minus 16x plus 8 squared
Yeah,
minus 8 minus 8 squared
and then?
negative
Sorry, I can
200
bracket what?
And plus 16,000.
Before that, is there anything after the 8 square?
Times negative 200.
Yes, okay, very good. Plus 16,000. Okay, thank you. Okay, and Marcus, are you done with the standard form?
What you want, the APQ? Or what
Yep.
you want?
Yeah, the APQ's form.
A is negative 200.
A is negative 200, so negative 200 and then bracket.
X plus minus 8
Yeah,
bracket square.
yeah.
I'm still calculating the end.
Okay, it's all right. Let me know when you got it.
I'm not sure if it's right, but I got 28,800.
Positive or negative?
Positive
Positive 28,800.
1,800.
Okay, thank you. Anyone got different? Angela, what do you have? Do you have the same standard form? Angela?
I have 28,800.
So same thing. Yeah?
Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't see the end.
Okay, okay. Anyone got different? Or anyone got, this one is okay. This one is correct. Okay, anyone have different and want to find out why you got it wrong? Okay, then we get the vertex now. Okay, so the vertex from here should be, what is the vertex then? Jenny?
The vertex is 8, 28,800.
Yes, okay, very good. So now we need to interpret the answer. So when we try to find the answer, we go back and then look at the let, right? So the question wants us to answer three things here, right? First one is the finding maximum point, okay? So we have our maximum point is at 28,800, right? Question B is asking for what is the admission cost? That will give you the maximum revenue. Okay, so how do we answer that in a sentence then? Chris?
What was the question again?
How do we answer question B? Question B is what admission cost gives the maximum revenue? We found the vertex, right? So how do we use the vertex to help us answer the question now?
You plug it in.
Okay, into where?
8 plus 2x.
Yeah, okay, so what would that give you?
8 plus 16.
Which is?
24.
24. So what does that mean? What's the meaning of the 24?
24 is the admission cost that gives you maximum revenue.
Yes, very good. Okay, so we can put that in sentence now. The cost that gives maximum revenue is $24. So that means in the chart, right? If you want to make more money, right? Before we use 20, right? $20, then that will give you 28,000, 28,000. If I try to do 8, I mean $24, right? If I extend the chart, then you will get more money, okay? Now we need to find the number of visitors, okay? Part C is how many visitors to give the maximum revenue. So Colin, how do we find the visitors then?
The number of visitors,
Yeah.
you do 2,000 minus 800,
Yes. And what would that equal?
1,200.
1,200. Thank you. Okay. So that will be 1,200 visitors. Okay. So if I multiply those two together, right, $24, then you will have 1,200 people come. Then what's the revenue then? Marcus, can you find that?
Sorry, for what, 1,200 visitors?
Yeah, 1,200 visitors with $24 each.
Would be 20,800.
Yeah, okay. And that number is just the same as the y value for the vertex, right? You see the yellow highlighted, right? So that's what it means. The y value is the r, okay? So you can see everything is kind of similar to area, right? When you get the vertex, you can get the area and also the either the length or width. Okay, so the homework will have something similar. Okay, for this one, the cost, okay, we'll just quickly go over so you won't have trouble doing the homework. For this one, the cost is increasing, right, by $2 each time. So it will be 8 plus, right, because it starts with $8 and increasing, you put adding, okay, by $2 each time, so it's 2x. And then decreasing for the visitor, so it'll be subtracting, okay? So please turn to the homework page. The ones that I will be assigning will be like, let me see. Like question 11, right? This one is the bus, right? Bus company. So it tells you that it will charge $80 per person, right? For 30 people, each of the 30 people, if it's 30 people or fewer. Once you get more people coming to the bus, right? Maybe this bus is taking you from Vancouver to Whistler, right? That's why it's $80. So if it's here, it says for each passenger in excess of 30, that means if you increase by one person, right? Each means one. Increase by one person, then you will drop the price, right? Decrease the price by $2. So it's different this time, okay? When you do the last statement, the step is still the x, but then the cost for this one is decreasing by multiple of 2. And the people is increasing by 1 each time, okay? So you think about how you should adjust, modify the last statement, okay? Make sure you look at the notes in the book, okay? And another one will be assigning about this one is number, let me see, something like 14, right? 14 is talking about membership. So here we have library charges $20, right? And then when you charge $20, 400 students will purchase the membership. So now they estimate that for $4 increase, so this time is the increased one, right? Increasing the cost just like in the notes. Then every time you increase $4, 40 students less will become member, right? So you lose 40 people every time. Okay, so these are the similar questions to the one in the notes. So make sure you have it side by side when you are doing the homework so you can modify, okay? And feel free to send me questions on Google Classroom, okay? I can check your work, or if you're not sure, you can type it in and I'll answer it, okay? If you have any more questions, you can stay after class. Otherwise, I will call it a day. And those of you haven't handed in the homework, okay, please hand in as soon as possible. Otherwise, I'll need to start calling, okay, tomorrow, okay? So let me know, and then I'll see you next week. Okay. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Wait, Jason, can I ask you a few questions?
Yeah, of course. Okay. What do you want to ask?
I missed last class because I had soccer, so
Yeah.
questions 1 to 6 in the homework, I don't really understand how to do.
Question 1, which one?
On page 48.
Page 48. Oh, this one, 1 to 6. Okay.
I don't really understand how to do it.
Okay. You watched the video?
A bit. I still don't understand it though.
Okay. You have the notes written down?
I didn't write them down. I just watched a bit.
You got to write down the notes too, okay? Because you got to follow through the videos just like you're in class, okay?
Mhm.
And then have the notes written down. It helps you understand. So after you copy them down into your notes, you also send it to me, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so let's say over here, let's say question A.
Mhm.
Okay. If you look through, right, which step you are not sure what happened, right? You just go from top to bottom, right, one by one, and you can tell me which step you need me to explain. Because maybe you understand part of it, right? We can just pick up
Yeah.
on
Function and vertex, but I don't really get like the graph part, like the first second product
which one.
on just A there, like at the top where it says first, second, and then the product
Oh, okay, the table there.
table.
Okay, the table there is just making an example to help you understand what the question is asking, right? So I just asked the student to give examples, right? So one of them say, okay, first number to be 16, okay?
Mhm.
And then because the question says they must have a difference of 8.
Mhm.
You understand difference, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the second number has to be 8, right? Because 16 minus 8 will be 8.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then product means multiplying. So you multiply, you get 128.
Mhm.
Okay, and then the other student pick a different number. They chose 9. 9 minus 8 is 1. So that's why second number is 1. Okay, are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the product, what's 9 times 1?
9.
9, right? So that's why there's a 9. So we want product as small as possible, minimum, right? So far 128 and 9 is smaller, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so we keep on trying. So this is just trying to help you understand what the question is asking. You don't need to make the table every time.
Mhm.
Okay, so once you understand the numbers, right, then you do the same thing with the last statement. So you can say all the first number to be x.
Uh-huh.
And the second number is always using the first number subtract 8. So x minus 8. Understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then the product is something you want to minimize. So we always call that the y. Y is either the maximum value or the minimum value. Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you understand how we get the last statement now?
Yeah.
Okay, what about functions?
Yeah, I know how to put in this, like bring it. Yeah.
Function, right? You follow the question. It says product, right? Product means you multiply the two of them.
Mhm.
So x times x minus 8. Okay?
Mhm.
Yeah, so if the question says difference, you have two ways to do it. You could either use first one to be x and the second one x minus 8, or you could also use x plus 8. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay, so if you use that, then your function will be x times x plus 8 to start with.
Mhm.
Okay. Evan. Yeah. I'm reading your chat. Hold on. Okay. I'll hand it. And okay. Oh, tomorrow morning. Oh, okay. Can you try to hand it tonight?
Yeah. Okay. I'll try. I'll try.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All
All right.
right.
Thank you. Cause I'm gonna be like rewatching the video for some tips on it, so
Oh,
I should be okay now.
okay.
So I should be okay now. All right,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay. You're
Bye
welcome.
bye.
Bye. Okay. So once you get the function, right, you know how to get the vertex.
Yeah.
Okay. And then do you know how to go from vertex and getting the two numbers?
What do you mean two numbers?
Because the question wants you to find the two numbers, right? Like in the answer here, we said the numbers are 4 and -4. Do you know how we get that?
Would you just divide the x, the vertex two numbers?
No, you won't divide those two because that doesn't work for every single one. Okay, because not every question is about product.
Okay.
Okay.
You take the x and then minus it by 8 or plus it by 8?
Yeah. So when you get the vertex, okay, when you get the vertex, you always go back to the last statement to find the two numbers. Okay, and then inside the vertex, what's the x value?
4.
4, right? So 4 will be your first number.
Mhm.
Okay, and once you got the first number, then you know how to get the second number. Okay. Yeah, so you always go back using the vertex, the x, like question B over here, you got 6, right? And then use the 6 and go back, look at the let, then you get first number is 6, second number is 12 minus 6. Okay, and if it's difference, right, you have two options. You either use x minus 8 or x plus 8, but for sum, right, for question B is sum, then you can, here it says sum of 12, then you have to use 12 minus x. You cannot use 12 plus x, okay? There's only one way.
Yeah.
Okay, because they need to add up, right? Like the example we did in the table, if first number is 7, second number is 12 minus 7. Right? 12 minus 7. So you cannot do 12 plus 7, then that won't give you 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any other question you want me to clarify?
That was it.
You sure? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so how much, so you're only missing the 6 questions?
Oh yeah, that was it. I just didn't know how to do it.
Okay, now you do?
Yeah.
Okay, so can you make it by tonight?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye-bye.